I love today's poem. It's Laying the Fire by Andrew Motion, who was Poet Laureate from 1999 to 2009. Firstly, it's a nostalgic description of laying a coal fire and using a newspaper to increase the draught and blaze the infant flames. The roar was tremendous, and the paper often scorched and occasionally burst into flames itself. Very occasionally the roar didn't die down when the paper was whipped away, but carried on roaring up the chimney, setting light to soot as it went. Some reckless and parsimonious folk would fire the chimney deliberately to save paying the chimney sweep. Sometimes the fire brigade had to intervene. This poem kindles memories of the sound and smell and ritual. Though I know they're bad for the planet, I do miss fires. This poem moves me most in its description of his relationship with his father. Australian psychologist Steve Biddulph, in his book Manhood, attributes the distancing that many men experience from their fathers to the changes in home life brought about by the Industrial Revolution, when fathers went out to work before their children were up and came home often to be cast as the parent who metes out punishment. Wait till your father comes home. Both my parents came from a Cornish China clay small village where conforming to social norms was essential, as slight deviance in most things could reap notoriety, shame, and worse. What will the neighbours think was seared into their social consciousness, and in turn into mine. I know my father was sad to be made the enforcer. He was essentially a kind, humorous man, and I think he would have wanted to be closer to me, and I to him. We never properly met. I certainly know what Motion is feeling when he asks himself what he's done wrong, is disarmed by his father's friendly tone, and falls to wondering if he is looking into the future at himself. Laying the fire. I am down early looking for something to do, when I find my father on his knees at the fireplace in the sitting room, sweeping ash from around and beneath the grate with the soft brown hand brush he keeps especially for this. Has he been here all night, waiting to catch me out? So far as I can tell, I've done nothing wrong. I think so again when he calls my name without turning round. He must have seen me with the eyes in the back of his head. What's the matter, old boy? Couldn't sleep? His voice is kinder than I expect, as though he knows we have in common a sadness I do not feel yet. I skate towards him in my grey socks over the polished boards of the sitting room, negotiating the rugs with their patterns of almost dragons. He still does not turn round. He is concentrating now on arranging a stack of kindling on crumpled newspaper in the fire basket, pressing small lumps of coal carefully between the sticks, as though he's decorating a cake. Then he spurts a match and chucks it on any old how, before spreading a sheet of newspaper over the whole mouth of the fireplace to make the flames take hold. Why this fresh sheet does not also catch alight, I cannot think. The flames are very close. I can see them and hear them raging through yesterday's cartoon of President Kennedy and President Khrushchev racing towards each other in their motor cars, both shouting, "I'm sure he's going to stop first." But there's no need to worry. Everything is just as my father wants it to be. And in due time, when the fire is burning nicely, he whisks the newspaper clear, folds it under his arm, and picks up the dustpan with the debris of the night before. Has he just spoken to me again? I do not think so. I do not know. I was thinking how neat he is, and was asking myself, will I be like this? How will I manage? After that he chooses a log from the wicker wood basket to balance on the coals and admires his handiwork. When the time comes to follow him, glide over the polished floors, he leads the way to the dustbins. A breath of ash pours continuously over his shoulder from the pan he carries before him, like a man bearing a gift, in a picture of a man bearing a gift.